What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D&O commentary. It's our good buddy Kenny K, 1530 versus Nikki 320, 1400, and 1530. All right, so it looks like Nikki went first, set 3. Oh man, Reasoning, such a savage card. Okay, he's got 2, and Snatch Steel, he's got 3, and it's like, how many Infernoids can you get? 4. Kenny K has to be loving this. 5. And he finally gets Illumina, and he gets his monster. That is just incredible. All right, so I think this is, so this is Petrulia. This is the one that goes after back rows, but it cannot attack that turn. So it looks like he's going after the back row. Man, I really, really hope Nikki isn't playing Sertellers. Now, I can't really say that was the wrong play. Playing Vanities on the Reasoning, because keep in mind he still would have milled, and he just would have popped another card, and then he would have lost the Reasoning as well, or excuse me, he would have lost the Vanity as well. So I guess you technically just have to take that. So right now he's going beast mode on all of his back row. Oh, Artifact Sanctum changes everything. That is huge. He's gonna lose a couple of cards, and you want to talk about fighting back. That is a huge comeback. Okay, long as he didn't have Morale Tech Setter in his hand. Okay, so I think if I'm Kenny K, I probably use, well, I guess I keep my guys on board. I was thinking, alright, so Chainlink 1 is Morale Tech, Chainlink 2 is Sanctum. Whatever Sanctum targets, as long as it's not Illumina, I think I'd go for the Banish effect. It's kind of cool that even if you like MST them during your opponent's turn. Okay, so he goes after, I guess he's using Sanctum on Lumina and Morale Attack on Patru. So that's legit. He can't dodge the Patrulia effect, or excuse me, he can't dodge the Morale Attack. He could have potentially dodged the Sanctum if he would have targeted the other Patrulia. Because he could have, what's it called? He could have just used the DD Crow effect. So now both of those guys will die. Now the good thing is, if you're Kenny K, you do have a lot of Infernoids to work with. And all Nikki has, technically, is all he has is a Mur attack. You haven't used your normal summon either. So, you know, that's also a good thing. But none of your guys can attack. I mean, even if you could attack, you can't get over Mur attack anyway, because 300 more attack. So it's going to be interesting to see if he uses his hand, or if he goes ahead and he starts using those resources from his graveyard. I think Patrulia is an amazing card. For it to only be 13 cent in the art type to basically have an MST effect. I think he's summoning, what's it called? Piatti. Yep, Piatti. And this card is really good because basically if you attack over a monster and you do battle damage, well, I guess you just have to do battle damage. I don't even think you have to attack over a monster. Basically, you get to take a card out of your opponent's hand, and with battle traps kind of at an all-time low, then seems like that's gonna work. So looks like he's gonna do. Okay, he asked to be honest, and he totally got honest. All right, man, you got to be careful what you ask for. That might have to be the title of this video. Honest me. Alright, so he gets honest. In main phase 2, what's he gonna do? Looks like he's gonna summon Hamadik. If this dude is the back row, Hamadik must be the blow up monsters. Yep. Okay, Hamadik he's also level 3, so alright. So Hamadik's gonna blow this dude up, and he'll just pass turn. And play seems to be pretty even right now. I mean, hitting the Sanctum was just, it was huge, because I think that Nikki was on the precipice of getting blown the fuck out. And, basically that hitting the Sanctum totally saved him. Now, it looks like he has Tour Guide. I honestly have no idea what deck this is. A deck that runs artifacts and Tour Guide? Like, those seem to be completely conflicting cards. Alright, so it's Skarm that he's gonna get. And he's going to go, maybe he'll go for Dante. I don't really know at this point, like what XC he might be going for. I think he didn't banish it. He hasn't banished anything but Infernoids, so it's not like you can levy or any of them back. I'm trying to think what rank 3 exceed. Alright, so he goes for Dante. And he'll activate the effect. I mean, is he really playing Burning Abyss artifacts? Let's see if he actually hits any Burning Abyss monsters. Okay, so it's Burning Abyss artifacts with agents. That makes sense. Alright, so he can't kill both of those guys. So are you giving up an MST effect, or are you giving up a smashing ground? I guess he doesn't want to give up the MST effect, so he's going after what's it called? Patrulia. So that'll die. Keep in mind that Dante can totally just get blown up next turn. But, I mean, whoa, he didn't search Skarm. He totally forgot to search Skarm. That's no good. He totally forgot to search Skarm. Oh no, he didn't detach Skarm. I'm lunching. I totally thought he detached Skarm. Okay, so now he summons, Stydimas. Why the fuck did they make these so damn hard to pronounce? Why couldn't they name them like Infernoid Mike, Infernoid Chris, Infernoid David, Infernoid, Tony? Like, that would have been so much easier. Alright, so, Stydimas, I think he's the banished one, isn't he? Yeah, I think he's the banished one. I think it's at the end of the battle phase. So, let's see. I wonder if he's going to activate the effect. I see absolutely no reason why you wouldn't activate the effect. And he's going to. He goes after random back row. It's artifact ignition. And here's the thing. He could totally just, all he has to do is just banish and use his DD Crow effect to get rid of the Skarm, and he won't get another tour guide. I assume that's what he's going to do. And there it is. Main phase 2. Get rid of Skarm so your opponent can't get another tour guide, and now they're in top decking mode. And keep in mind, what's kind of cool about Infernoids that I didn't initially realize is the DD Crow effect puts them back in the graveyard. So essentially all you have to do is just, you want to use your DD Crow effect, and then you basically just, you use that monster that you just used to Crow. You use that as fodder for your next monster. So it appears Nikki just top decked Venus, and he's got a lot of shine balls. I hope those aren't deflated. I mean, I don't think Tom Brady would know anything about that. So he's going for a rank 2. I totally forgot what this one is. Is it Dark Mist? Is that it? Yeah, there it is. Dark Mist. Okay. So Dark Mist has a little bit of the little honest type effect in him. Kenny K says he's thinking. I think Dark Mist only works on itself though, right? Let's see. Abandoned. Involving this card. Okay, yeah. It only works on itself. So I think that he might be thinking that he'll just use the effect to banish something. That way he only has to take 100. So it appears that's what he's going to do. He gets rid of artifact, morale attack, and obviously he'll still be able to keep one of his materials. Whoa, how did that shine ball get back on the field? You never had a battle between monsters, so I don't understand. Yeah, you can't use the effect, or at least you wouldn't gain, because he says when an attack is declared. Okay, so still 100 attack. He takes 1700 total. Now the issue is, can he get rid of Dark Mist without having to use battle? Looks like he's using Magical Stone Excavation. Whoa, he's giving up Regeki and Solar Recharge. Whatever that spell is, it must be important. It's reasoning. Man, you talk about selling the farm. Regeki would have been easily legit. So he calls 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, clearly Kenny K knew what the fuck he was doing. Cause, he got what he needed. He got 3 Infernoids in the graveyard. Now he unfortunately loses out on the reasoning, but I mean, I guess he really wanted the other ones. Now he's going for, Stydimas, and I guess what he's gonna do is attack the Venus. and then banish the Dark Mist so that he can get rid of it that way. Now, whatever that trap is, whatever that back row is, it better be good. Hopefully it's not a Mystical Space Typhoon sitting there. Otherwise, he's going to lose both monsters. And it appears that that's exactly what's going to happen. As soon as he ends the battle phase, he can just banish the Dark Mist. That's what happens. I guess he probably threw that out there before throwing out Big Chicken, because Big Chicken was probably his backup plan. But I don't know. I still think he could have maybe thrown out Big Chicken first and nuked the board and then summon this guy and just went attack. There has to be something that I don't know that that I'm not getting as to why he didn't do that. Alright, so Stidymus is going to attack. It's unfortunate for him he top decks a Venus because he has no shine balls, and it is an MST. Sometimes when people are sitting on like a random back row card and they just won't activate it against like Shadows or Infernoids, it's pretty much just MST. Alright, so he's going to activate Snatch Steal. He's going to chain to use the DD Crow effect. I have no idea what he's going to banish, but Snatch Steal doesn't work against the deck. Just for anybody thinking it does, it doesn't. Gets rid of Honest. And play will go back to Kenny K, who, if he has another monster that he can summon along with Big Chicken, he should be able to end the game. I think Big Chicken is 3,000, if I'm not mistaken. The dude's got better stats than Judgment Dragon. I think Judgment Dragon is 3,025, right? Alright, there's Lumina. He pitches Magical Stone Excavation, and scoops him up for, Nikki. I guess he realized that at this point, he could get Raiden back, and, you know, that would be, 27, plus all he needed was to summon pretty much any Infernoid, and that would give him game. So, alright, Nikki's, the Artifact Sanctum play was strong, but it kind of went downhill from there. When he lost to Skarm, I felt like he lost the game. You know what I mean? When Dante died and the Skarm wasn't able to trigger, it was no good after that. So I'm not really sure what either player are going to side. It doesn't seem like this match is really ideal for either deck, because you saw Kenny K use the DD Crow effect a bunch of times. I don't really think that it changed the game that much outside of the Skarm. So it seemed like he only got it was only relevant one time. I mean, if I'm Nikki, I feel pretty good about this because, you know, I'm thinking maybe with my Hyperions, I can try and game him before he games me. It seems pretty clear that neither player is playing really a strong defensive lineup. You know, if all you get is Sanctum, and Kenny K obviously plays nothing in his Infernoid deck, I mean, it seems like cards like Mystical Space Typhoon just won't be that important. Alright, so Kenny K must still be thinking about what the frack he's going to side, which is interesting because, again, I don't really know that there's much to side in this matchup. You know, Light Imprisoning Mirrors won't ever be sided in because too much light in both of these decks. So Kenny K is going second. I think he's fine with that. If Nikki could get a strong opening with a Dante, you know, like a Tour Guide and the Skarm, I believe that is Earth. For some reason, it's failing to load the image. And it gets Venus. Slow and steady. Okay. Totally leaves himself with only one monster. But it's not a big monster, so, you know, if it gets Snatch Stolen, it's not like a big deal. It's a tuner, so that might be relevant. I don't know. I mean, being level 2 is... Whoa, okay. Kenny K just passes. Down comes Venus. He's going to summon some Shine Balls. I think I'd summon 3 of them, and I'd put all of them in attack mode, and I think I'd go... I'm trying to think. I'm trying to count them up now. I'd go Digustal Phoenix with 2 of them, and the other ones would make a 7, right? I'm thinking... No, I think I would attack with everybody, and then I'd consider making a level 7 Synchro later. Actually, I don't even know if I'd make a 7. I might make a 5. Or I might make 2 rank 4s. I mean, not 2 rank 4s. I might make, like a gotchi in main phase 2 using like the Venus, or excuse me, the Earth and the Shine Ball. Okay, so he summons Michael. Uh-oh. You better hope. Okay, now I smell Hyperion. Or maybe not. There's Digusto Phoenix. It's going to activate the effect. Obviously on itself, only one monster. If he had Hyperion, I mean... Okay, there's the images. Alright, so he goes for Hyperion. And that's a mess of damage. 500, 15, 16. Yeah, you know what? He must have a Shine Ball in his hand. Because didn't he do less damage than if he would have just attacked with the what's it called? Like if he would have just attacked with the Shine Ball, it would have been 15 and 16. That'd have been 31 instead of doing 26. I don't know. So anyways, he summons Stylimus, and it looks like he's going for the attack and banished. That is 2,500, so it dies anyway. And then Michael gets banished, and that kind of sucked. To just have your whole field die to one monster, that's unfortunate. But then again, if you have Hyperion, I guess you give no fucks. Now, he obviously didn't have the Hyperion last turn, otherwise he would have just summoned it and won. And it looks like Kenny K gets blown out that time. Now, again, I don't understand why he didn't attack with the, unless he was fearing a Gores or something like that. No, that still doesn't make sense, because he could have made Michael in main phase 2 and banished the Gores, and the token would have had less attack than the Michael. So yeah, it didn't make any sense, even if he was trying to play around Gores. Yeah, because the Shine Ball in Earth would have been 15, and the Venus would have been 16. That's 3,100 instead of attacking for 2,600. It's 500 more damage. That's all I'm saying. So anyways, he's saying that he needs to start citing Soul Release. If only Soul Release was a quick play, right? Because it doesn't matter if you have Soul Release and your opponent kills you before you can do it. He plays Trade In. Okay, what's he trading in? He trades in Antandel. Is that the only 8 that's in his deck though? Like, what other 8s does he run? I mean, I imagine he runs 3 Antandels, but like, what else is 8? So I'm trying to think of trade in, like what else you could really like trade in. You know what I mean? For trade in to be consistent, I feel like you have to have a bunch of guys. Alright, so he summons Hamadik, and he's gonna Monster Gate him. Let's see what Nicky's gonna do. I think we might see a Maxi here. Okay, there's the Maxi. The Maxi on the Monster Gate. Oh boy, Archlord Christia. That is just, oh man, that is bad. Why are you $20, Christia? You're super rare. He's going to attack. That is some nice tech. I'm not gonna lie. If you side out your Lightsworn engine and side in Christia's, because if you think about it, if you use reasoning, who the fuck is gonna call 8? No one's ever gonna call 8. And if everybody wants to take out their traps, I mean, how would Burning Abyss deal with Christia? You just lose. I mean, I guess you can forfeit, but outside of that, I don't know. All right, so now he has Christia, and I guess he's just in beatdown mode. I mean, Christia is one of those cards where you just attack until it dies. And all the monsters, you just kind of rack up advantage. Now, he has no way of stopping that Skarm because, usually he'd be able to summon his Infernoids and banish them before the end of the turn, but he can't special summon the Infernoids. So, Nicky has to take Tour Guide because it appears to be his only other target. And he really needs a monster. See, now is when Snatch Steal would actually work. Now is when that Snatch Steal would come in handy. Snatch Steal would be just the nuts here. Oh my god, Snatch Steal would be like insane here. He sets another guy. I wonder if that's another Skarm, but in a deck like this, it might be Shine Ball or something like that. He says this is not BA agents. I mean, it appears to be BA agents to me, with some artifacts mixed in. I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know what he calls it. So I think what Kenny K is looking at now is, well, what he wants ideally is, I guess, any Lightsworn monster that's not Wolf, so that he can actually summon it and advance his game state. Because right now it's cool. He has control with Christia. Oh, it's a Max C. The problem is, he doesn't, it's not really completely extending his winning, you know, because his opponent can just keep stalling with monsters. I think Kenny K has 7 cards now, by the way, so he needs to do something. Now would be perfect time for Card Trooper to get it in. So is that Christie attack going to stick? Because if it is, he's basically 1 shot from dying. And it does stick, and he's now 1 shot from dying. Now Kenny K basically has to either give up a card or put something on the board. Because he's got 7 cards. Too many cards, boss. I mean, I just imagine he must have, oh yeah, he needs to discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Too many cards. So he has Shine Ball. He must have Honest. Okay. He must basically be declaring, I have Honest. Come at me, bro. But if you had Honest, why not attack the Christia then? Because I guess Kenny K can summon the most random thing in his hand that isn't a special summon monster, and he could attack, and he could basically bait out your Honest. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, desperate play by Nikki, but I mean, it seems like his only play, so I guess you do it. Maybe he's not confident if he kills Christia that he can, what's it called? I think Nikki just realized he has like 8 cards in his hand, and that he had 7 last turn. Yeah, there you go. You did have to discard last turn, because you had 7 in hand, and now you have 8. Don't get me wrong, I barely noticed it either when I'm in Duels, but it struck me as weird. Like when you know what a 6-card hand looks like on Dueling Network. So I mean, alright, so he gets rid of just a random Infernoid, now he's gonna draw. I mean, and that's pretty obvious, that's what he would have did, because his hand is just crazy Infernoid heavy. Alright, so I wonder if he has Honest or if he was just bluffing. No bluff. He does have the Honest. So he gets rid of Christia, goes back to the top of his deck. Question is now, how many Infernoids will Kenny K be able to summon? I would imagine a decent amount. Now apparently Nikki wants to do something. What could he possibly do? He's going to activate Artifact Sanctum. Okay, is he trying to use all his special summons? Like, why wouldn't you want to save that? Like, does he think that he's going to special summon? Does he think that he's going to, like, special summon Christia again or something? Because all of these dudes are, like, these are fiends, and she's a fairy. Alright, so he summons MegaCapitalG, which means maybe he was sitting on Artifact MegaCapitalG. Okay. The thing is, why wouldn't you want to use that and blow up one of your opponent's monsters? I mean, I don't know. It's not me playing the deck. So now Kenny K is totally free to blind MST. I guess he was really, really praying that Vanities could last. I really think he'll summon the big chicken here. Or not. Maybe he just doesn't use that card because he doesn't like it or something. I don't know. He summons Hamadik. Hamadik is the one that blows shit up. So, and there's Altandel. So, Hamadik can blow something up, definitely. He's going to get rid of his whole hand to Magical Stone Excavation for Monster Gate. This is nasty. Why hasn't he used Hamadik's effect, by the way? Like, I would think that you'd use Hamadik and you blow up the morale attack, and then you would totally Monster Gate afterwards, because you're should have used Hamadik's effect. Duh. I don't even play the fucking deck, and I know that. He just wants to get himself another Christia, because he knew it was on top of his deck. The thing is, again, I don't understand why he didn't use Hamadik's effect, though, because Hamadik could have just been like, alright, I'm gonna blow you up. So, alright. Now play will go back to Nikki. You know, he could actually run this shit back with a Regeki. Just keep that in mind. He could totally run it back with a Regeki. Or he could run it back with a Snatch Steal. Because, you know, Snatch Steal and Christia, totally legit. Snatch Stealing, not even just Snatch Stealing Christia, Book of Moon in that bitch. That'd be good, because then you could go into Pallades. You could actually check that. Not Pallades. Trying to think. Actually, I would probably go into Exostag. I'd go into Exostag. I'd equip this guy, and then I would attack this guy. And then that would just be that. And then you wouldn't have, I mean, Christian would go to the top of your deck. It'd be sitting there. I'd have Exostag beating the crap out of you. Is he going to tribute summon? Maybe? Okay, so he tribute summons for Hyperion. Uh-oh. He might be able to do something big here. But then again, he can't technically kill both of them. They're both 28s. Unless he has like another Honest or something. And he has used his normal summon. I would think that the bigger problem is probably Christia. And I would kill Christia just because it goes to your hand if you can use the effect. If you can't use the effect, you essentially lose. Alright, so there it is. There's the effect, Hyperion. Yeah, I'm gonna say you take out the Christia. Maybe you have to pass turn. I don't know if he has any other plays. I mean, if he has any other ways of special summoning monsters, that would be really, really good for him. If not, probably just put the Morale Tech in defense mode. Or not put it in defense mode and let it get attacked. I guess that's always an option too. Now, I wonder what Kenny K drew. Alright, so he's going to attack both guys. They both die. I don't understand why he didn't put the Morale Tech in defense mode. Just take less damage. I mean, 700 might not matter in like at the end of the game. It really might not matter, but to me, it's just why take the damage if you don't have to? I mean, you knew what Kenny K was going to draw, so it's not like his next card was a threat. He can't summon it. Okay, so now he plays Venus. And doesn't he already either have, like, he's already used all his Shine Balls. I think one is in his hand, though, right? So, okay. There's one. There's two. It'd be so savage if he was like creature swap. That'd be nuts. Creature swap. You take this Shine Ball. I mean, he would dodge it with the DD Crow effect, but still, it'd be good for him because then he could, he'd get that bitch off board. Now, what does he do from here? I guess you just go Gachi and just chill. See, that 700 damage might actually really be relevant now because if you make Gachi, you have to still leave this bitch in attack mode. So, she's what, 2k? You'd be taking 600, or excuse me, you'd be taking 800. But see, if you had that 700 from last turn that you needlessly took, you'd totally live. You wouldn't die here. That's my point. Always got to be thinking next level Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't take 700 if you don't have to. I'm trying to think of all the rank 2s. He might make that Herald one, right? Isn't that rank 2? There it is. Herald of the Pure Light. Uh-oh. That's right. He can get Hyperion. Okay. So he's still in it. He's hanging on by a thread. He's hanging on by a thread. So he activated his DD Crow effect, obviously because he didn't want him to get Hyperion, summon it, and blow him the fuck up. So he's hanging on by a thread. And then he goes into Downard, so that he gets that weak-ass monster on board. And man, I mean, don't call it a comeback. I love that line, by the way. I just love it. Anytime okay, so what did he get? He got an Antandel. Dude, for you to be able to summon Antandel with just 2, that is really good. And looks like he's going to clear him out. And that should be GG. Because if he's able to, I mean, all he has to do is just attack Venus. As long as there's no Honest, that's pretty much a wrap. Let's see if he has the Honest. That would be pretty cute if he ended up having an Honest. A second Honest, by the way. This also means that the 700, for the most part, won't really be that relevant, but it still could have. You never know. That's all I'm saying. Even if he had Honest, it wouldn't guarantee him that he was going to win, because he'd still have a long way to go. He'd do 1600, putting Kenny K at 37, and he'd still need some more attacks. So either way, Kenny K ends up winning the match. He must have just dead drawn some cards. Yeah, Artifact Scythe, not really great against a deck that doesn't use the extra deck that much. Thank you guys for watching as always.